It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only fun Survivor podcast for compassionate haters. My name's Jake Shadell, actually one of the nice ones. And Tom, what does that mean? Each week I ask my best friend Thomas Powell, a hater in his own right, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. He has 5 shows to talk about this week, so we gotta get started on talking about the shows.
We're remembering 5 shows. I'm not a hater today. I'm a lover because I love it when shows have 3-episode premieres and they're all an hour, and I have to watch them in 1 week.
1 week since you watch TV. Well, I'm sorry that the traders thinks this is a good idea. We tell them every year since they started this show, this is a bad thing. Don't do this again. 2 episodes is fine. Even 1 long episode is fine. 3 episodes is too many in 1 week. Especially when we've got 2 episodes of Survivor Australia to watch. Thomas, did you watch Survivor the Australian Outback last night?
Certainly did.
And what did you think of this week's episode title? It was Trust No One.
I mean, look, there's a long-standing tradition of us agreeing with trusting no one. So I think this was right up my alley. It's, just confirming my priors.
It's this classic Survivor. They still tell you not to trust anyone on Survivor these days. So nothing has changed. Show's still as good as it always was. First premiered on February 8th, 2001. How old would you have been? February 8th, 2001, Thomas Powell.
Let me get the abacus out. I would have been 9 years old.
I would have also been 9 years old. Living down the street from each other, hanging out whenever possible as children. Now we're adults, hanging out whenever possible also, which is less frequently. It's the only thing we have in common these days, rather than down the street, is down the lake from each other, Lake Michigan. Can I get a high five from across the lake for that one?
Whoa, hey.
Okay. Great episode title. How many viewers do you think this one got?
I will say, how much? Can you remind me what it was last week? Do you remember?
I'll tell you. It was exactly 29.04.
Okay, I'm going to say 28.5.
It was exactly 29.04 again.
Wow, they lost no one. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a good show. Okay, so we start on the Kucha tribe with who else but stupid Michael Scoopin. He suggests they go pig hunting. How fun was this as a little subplot on the show?
This guy's cool, I think.
We can all agree, cool guy Michael Scoopin. I'm sure you won't regret saying that in the future. He builds a spear and plans on just getting as close as he can to a pig, and he will figure it out from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you do anything, It's, well, especially with like a wild boar. It's like, is there any way that you can get hurt by one of those? I don't think so. And, spoiler alert for wildlife shots, but it feels like wild boar should absolutely be an animal you should fight. Over on the Ogakor tribe, things are more chill and normal. Tina would love a bag of Doritos. Oh, yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned this. I loved the way that... Because she says it once, and you're like, did she say it like that? And then she immediately says Doritos again.
Doritos. It's my favorite thing.
Doritos.
I loving Tina every episode, and I love the way she says Doritos, and I don't think I'm ever going to say it the same way ever again, honestly. Everyone looks at Colby as the hero of the tribe. How about that? Everybody loves your boy, Colby Donaldson.
He seems chill. People seem to like him.
Yeah, I like him too.
There's a reason he was on the Favorites tribe.
He was not on the Favorites tribe, he was on the Heroes tribe. Come on.
Oh, excuse me, yeah.
He was also on All Stars. Spoiler alert for All Stars.
He's on the All-Star tribe on All Stars.
Speaking of Boston Rob, which we haven't yet, but we will in the future. Reward challenge. The winners get a fishing kit. Classic shit. Hold buckets of water on their shoulders. This is a challenge they don't do anymore. Can you believe it?
Why? Just because someone will almost certainly get hurt doing it? That's crazy.
Only because somebody absolutely did by the 4th or 5th time they did it. Had to get I think their spine was fused together in some capacity.
Yeah, you can't have somebody, yeah, like have a challenge where somebody like that's one where somebody can obviously get hurt because
yeah.
they're going to try and carry more weight than they are capable of doing, and your body's not supposed to do that.
Yep. This sucked for a number of reasons. Not least of all is when Scoopin's pole broke before anyone wins, they do a runoff. Jeff is like, no, that doesn't count.
I
Colby
think that's
didn't
fair.
win.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Well, he didn't though because like he didn't crack under the. That's a failure of the challenge, not a failure of the player. So I understand them doing a runoff from that because he didn't give up. He had no control over whether that thing broke.
Fair enough. We will talk more about Stupid Scoopin's failures in the future. Okay, over on Ogakor, they catch a few fish and Keith prepares them, and everyone loves Keith's cooking now. Redemption arc for Keith. How nice is that?
This is predictable, I would say.
Wow.
Like you mentioned all the places that guy had worked. It's like, yeah, it turns out he is actually pretty good at cooking.
Yeah, apparently when you give a chef food,
more ingredients than just rice.
Yeah. Right. He also had water and flour, which Jerry was able to make a tortilla out of, so why couldn't Keith, famous chef from Michigan?
What a stupid idiot.
If there's one thing I knew about Michigan in the 80s and 90s, it was very cultured and cuisine forward. Cuisine? Cuisine?
Cuisine.
How do you say that word?
Delicious cuisine.
Kids cuisine. How do you say that word? This has always been one of my least favorite words because I don't... It sounds wrong no matter how I say it. Cuisine?
Cuisine.
How are you saying it?
It's cuisine.
Cuisine. That sounds fake. I don't like it.
Okay.
On Kucha, Kimmy complains about getting water, and then Roger, Kentucky Joe, is given that nickname. Where did this come from? Why did they start calling him Kentucky Joe? I guess he's from Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, whatever. Then Kimmy's worried about her place in the tribe, but Roger, Kentucky Joe seems to be the target. But Roger and Elizabeth bond strongly. How about that?
We love to see someone bond strongly and for it to have a lasting impact.
Do you think that in the future the two of them will go on a little daddy-daughter date and Elizabeth will come back with a half-done mint in her mouth and offer it to the rest of her tribe?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Because that's what happened in Vanuatu, which is 2 seasons after this. God. Why don't you have an encyclopedia knowledge of this show like you do of remembering Five Guys in the basketball?
I've been remembering Basketball Guys a lot longer than I have been remembering Survivor. And the other thing is they stay more consistently from season to season, I think is a big part of it.
Yeah, not everybody is Boston Rob, I guess, on this show. Imagine if it were.
Boston Rob, one of the best to ever do it.
That's true. Everybody loves Boston Rob.
He's won every single game he's ever been on.
Can't trust this man. He hasn't been voted out pre-jury almost every time he's played.
His one win definitely wasn't a Mickey Mouse win where they rigged it for him.
They would never do that. Not for that man. Okay, Okacord, Tina and Marilyn bond. Colby and Jerry also bond, you know?
Oh.
Colby and Jerry, remember? The couple of the summer. Colby and Jerry, 2001.
Oh, behave.
I guess it wasn't summer. February's not summer. Would you agree February's kind of the cold summer?
Yeah, I would say it's the coldest summer.
It's absolutely the coldest summer. What do you think of when Alicia and Varner walk around talking shit about everybody, but especially Nick?
Whatever. I don't know.
Did you say, who's Nick, when they were having this conversation?
Yeah, I didn't remember who that was. I still don't. You said that name, and I was like, who?
Yeah. There's a terrible rainstorm, and it sucks for everybody. That hasn't changed. That continues to be constant in this show. Did you just hang up on me?
No.
Oh, I just heard the classic hang-up noise. Okay. Then there's an obstacle course for the immunity challenge. Pretty cool shit, right?
Yeah, this is an obstacle course.
Except for this time, they're tethered together.
Yeah, that part was neat.
This was neat. Kucha wins this one. Good for them. On the Ogakor tribe, Marilyn is the target because she did poorly in the challenge, and that's it. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, Keith and Mitchell are the targets. Did anything else happen at this point? I kind of stopped taking notes, I think, at this point in the episode.
Not that I remember. It's hard to, you watch enough TV, it all kind of runs together.
I know. God, I've been watching TV a lot longer than I've been watching TV. You know what I mean? Don't quote me. Keith is the target because he's annoying. Mitchell because he is useless. It's pretty rude stuff.
It's a mean thing to say about Keith after he made you that fish.
Yeah, right? At Tribal Council, Jeff talks about trust. Marilyn wears a hat that says Mad Dog. Pretty cool, right?
I like the Mad Dog hat.
I want her to come back, or at least for them to release that hat in the CBS shop. I wonder where that hat came from. We can probably find it. Jerry says she's bonded most with Colby, Mitchell, and Amber. How about that? The young people all getting together.
That's great. Young People Alliance, get all the old people out of there.
That's right. What do you think of Amber? We haven't talked much about Amber.
I don't really have much of an opinion about her yet.
Colby says he's sad no matter who goes home. That's the hero's answer. That's the diplomatic, political answer that you're supposed to give at Tribal Council. Gone is the art of being political at Tribal Council. Now it's all about metaphors and how Jeff's feeling in the moment about Survivor. It used to be all about, I don't want to vote anybody out. I'm Colby Donaldson. Why doesn't anybody ever talk about being Colby Donaldson at Tribal Council anymore?
It's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. Also, you mentioned Amber. Why doesn't she talk about her husband, Boston Rob, at all?
Why doesn't she talk about Boston Rob more?
And how he's one of the best to ever do it.
How come Boston Rob isn't referenced in this season at all, even one time, even though she goes on to marry him later? It's like they don't care about long-term storytelling.
Bad. You got to foreshadow it. It's like, I wish that I knew a guy who wore a Boston hat, and maybe sometimes backwards.
Mad Dog's voted out. Sucks to see. I'm like Colby. I would have been upset no matter who got voted out. I wouldn't have missed Mitchell.
I was not happy about Mad Dog getting voted out.
No, Mad Dog rules. Bring her back. Mad Dog, more like Sad Dog. Why aren't you repeating what I said? It was so good.
Is Mad Dog more like Sad Dog?
Yeah.
I was the Sad Dog because Mad Dog got voted out.
When they voted out Mad Dog, I was the Sad Dog.
Do you remember when we were taking Ultra Key in elementary school? The first set of prompts when you're only doing the home row, it was just like, all dads are sad. Alas.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's how I was feeling when Mad Dog got voted out. A dad, a mad, a dog, alas. A salad.
That's how I felt too. Okay, then we go on over to Ogakor. Tina and Keith plan on going fishing. Oh, I think I forgot to write down the episode title for the second episode. Second episode we watched this week was called The Killing Fields. Wild title.
Yeah,
after the first three.
I don't think that you should use that based on what it is a reference to.
How many viewers do you think The Killing Fields got?
Oh man. Well, it was an Academy Award nominated film, so let me see. I'm going to say 29 million exactly.
Well, it was actually only 28.23 million.
Wow. People were really mad about Mad Dog. It wasn't just us.
Yeah. You might say they dropped several hundred thousand, I should say. Why didn't they reference Jelinski in this one?
Yeah, that seems like a missed opportunity.
I know he was like a toddler at this point, but in The Killing Fields, when they lost several thousand. First premiered February 15th, 2001. How old would you have been?
I would have been 9 years old.
I still would have been 9 years old as well. Okay, so Tina and Keith plan on going fishing, but they stopped by Jerry and Mitchell because they wanted to go fishing. What was this? This sucked. They could have cut this out.
Dumb.
If they had cut this scene out, we would have had more time to watch the traitors. Why didn't they think about that, Jeff?
Yeah. This is a lot of, just sloppy work. They're not they're not making callbacks where I can point at the screen and go, I know what that is.
Yeah,
Or
no
sorry,
foreshadowing.
call forwards, I should say. And
Yeah.
then they're taking too long because I have to watch all these fucking episodes of The Traitors.
So they go fishing elsewhere and they bond over being old. This was nice. I like Tina and Keith. I like old people. Old people or young people? This will be our poll this week. Old people or young people? Full stop.
Young people. Until
Always.
I'm old. I'm not
Yeah.
old yet.
Absolutely not. We're not old until we're. God, I don't want to say 40 because that's so soon. We're not old until we're at least 45.
We're not thinking about that.
Over on Kucha, they get an egg and tree mail, and then they have to build a chicken coop. Pretty cool stuff. I liked this. This was fun. No take from Thomas Powell. On the reward challenge, they have to do a slide puzzle for chickens.
So I was having an existential crisis for a second there. It's all good.
Why are we having an existential crisis? Oh, an existential crisis?
Yeah, sure. That's why.
Well, why, though? Let's be real. Let's get real, Thomas.
No, I was just thinking about the concept of being 40 years old. Anyway, moving on.
That's so far in the future. It's 2025. A year we're still young.
Maybe we'll be dead by then.
We're going to look back in when we're 40 and be like, how old were you on December 21st, 2024 when Survivor 47 finale'd? 33? Yeah, 33. Oh, were we ever so young? I did yoga this morning, So feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
To save off aging, Thomas, come on.
I descaled my coffee maker, okay? You're not the only one that does things.
At the reward challenge, they do a slide puzzle for chickens. Pretty good stuff. Ogakor wins. Do you prefer Ogakor or Kucha?
I don't care. It's too early for me to know or care what the names of the tribes are.
Literally 4 episodes in.
It's too early. Who's on what tribe?
Good point. On Ogakor, Scoopin wants to take out the chickens to prove his worth to the tribe.
Oh, that one's the worst tribe because Scoopin's on it.
And then there's a wildfire across the river. Pretty sad stuff. All dads are sad, and I'm the dad here being sad about fire. Although this fire was fine. I don't know. Given what happens later in the episode, not my favorite thing. Tina complains about Jerry and wants to take her out. Did you feel close to Tina in this moment? Because you also hate Jerry?
I don't like Jerry, so yes, I agree. Tina was speaking truth. She was standing on business this episode about Doritos and Jerry.
Why didn't they say Tina was standing on business in this episode?
Yeah, it's fucked up that she never said she was standing on business.
So Tina complains about Jerry. Colby said there was too much estrogen in the tent and had to leave to hang out with Keith in the river and talk about hooking up with Jerry, potentially. Cool. Dudes rock, right?
Dudes do rock. Talking about hooking up or not hooking up with Jerry because he was like, don't.
Mm-hmm. You haven't seen this season. Do you think they hook up?
Yes, they obviously hook up.
Scoopin and Roger kill a chicken, but now Scoopin is even more worried about being deemed unnecessary and feels he only has to one-up himself. Who told this man this?
Yeah, this guy is has got some real issues.
You don't know the half of it. Okay, Nick says once you have dark meat... Oh, this was Nick, remember? Nick says once you have dark meat, you never go back, and no one laughs except for the only other black person sitting behind him in the shelter, who was 100% laughing at him. It was so funny. I think Nick is fine. I don't know. That's my opinion.
Not according to some people on the tribe.
Yeah, whatever. Amber says Colby doesn't really have his own opinions. This was funny. I like this. Amber rules. Bring her back. Do you think they'll bring Amber back?
Probably not. She'll probably never meet her husband, Boston Rob.
Now Colby and Jerry go hunting for a hog, which is actually a cool thing to do on this tribe. Don't you agree?
Yes, I agree. It is really funny how when Scoopin proposes anything, you're like, no, you idiot. But then if someone else says the same thing, it's just like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'm going to post a meme on Instagram.com. No, what's it called? Reddit.com/Reddit Survivor. However they do URLs on that website. That's the meme of the Terminator going through the, not the Terminator. What is it? The ugly guy coming through the office, and they're like, hello, HR, but it's going to be Scoopin looking for a pig.
Yeah, the flirting versus harassment. Colby and Scoopin is a classic flirting versus harassment scenario.
Absolutely. Colby is flirting with Jerry. Obviously, how can you not? We all love a curly-haired mean woman. And he says, Jerry... Oh, is that just me? Okay. He says, Jerry is scary. Pretty funny stuff from Colby. Who knew that Colby was so funny? You're not laughing at Jerry is scary. It rhymes. That's funny.
It does rhyme.
Get them on Rhyme Crimes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot that it rhymed.
Jerry and him talk about the game going forward, and she says, it's not like you're making a deal with the devil, and then gives him a very charming smile. I mean...
It seems like maybe he is.
He gives her a piggyback ride across the river back to camp. This is what women want.
It's true.
This is, remember the movie with Mel Gibson?
That's what Mel Gibson was talking about in that movie.
Yeah. Then over on the Kucha tribe, apparently Scoopin's on the Kucha tribe. I misspoke earlier. They see a pig in the river, so Scoopin goes racing after it. And would you believe it's just a little baby? Doesn't matter to Scoopin, though. He goes running and nearly gets away, but stupid Scoopin stabs it to death. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see, right?
Sick, dude.
He says... This is a wild quote, too. Life is just a funny little blending of experiences. Keep that in mind.
Preach, brother.
Yeah. Everyone hates it except for stupid Scoopin, who loves it. But they all love the meat. They all love the meat that he produces from this baby pig. Like, did that not... Kimmy was the only person to be like, I don't know about this, you guys. But she's been like, I don't know about this the whole time, so who cares?
Yeah, people are hungry, you know? You gotta eat.
Who says? They do the immunity challenge. It's a simple Q&A game. It's literally just trivia. This was fine. That's my take on this challenge.
I didn't especially care about this. I will say the challenge is not that interesting this season, for the most part.
What are you talking about? They were chained together in an obstacle course last challenge.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
What, you think every challenge they're going to just flip a large lizard over a cage in the water? They didn't have the budget for that back then.
They didn't. It's, it's one of those things where even though they were getting like 500 million people watching every episode, they didn't have the money for that. But yeah, I don't know. After watching like your Survivor China's,
right,
where they've got like crazy good challenges when you watch an older one and it's just kind of regular. I think part of it also is I don't need everything to be super fluorescently colored the way that it is now, but it's very drab this season.
Yeah, it's a lot of light brown based on the camps and the colors of the tribes. What are they? Orange and is the other one green?
Yeah, and the challenge stuff is a lot of just like sort of unadorned wood.
Yeah, they haven't, they don't have the budget for paint yet. Alicia wins this in a tiebreaker for Kucha. Great. You love trivia. Why did you love this challenge?
It's just depends on what the trivia is, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Back at camp, Keith seems to be the only target, but Colby's not happy with anyone going home. Yeah, we know, Colby. You said this last time. Colby's fake shit. Okay.
Yeah, he's a sellout.
Oh, man. Okay. So I take it you did see all of those episodes of The Traitors.
Oh, I watched them all.
Yeah, great. Okay, before we get to the traders, though, we do have to talk about these wildlife shots. We got some sort of eagle or hawk or something. We got some other kind of bird that looked like an emu or something. We got a beetle. We got birds. We got kangaroos. We got fish. We got dragonfly. We got spider. We got ant. We got iguana. We got snake. And then on the traders, we got the Highland cow, a horse, and a dog wearing a bow tie that matches Alan Cummings' yellow plaid outfit from the episode he was in. Pretty good stuff. But of course, the main focus of this week was the large black pig. How much do these things weigh? A full one, not a baby that Scoopin murdered.
Full one, I'm going to say they weigh like 80 pounds.
Try 8 to 10 times as hard.
Whoa, so are they like 600 to 800?
They are 600 to 800 pounds. From what country did they originate?
Well, I mean, if it's Australia, I'm going to say probably Australia.
Well, I guess the question then is, from what country did Australia originate? I think, where did they put the criminals, right?
Oh, is it a British hog?
It is indeed a British hog. Merry old England. Why are they such a popular breed? Why were they such a popular breed, I guess, is a better question.
Probably their size. I would think they give you a lot of food when you slaughter them.
Close enough. It's meat production, specifically bacon, or especially bacon in the early 20th century. Here's a sentence from the Wikipedia article that feels more racist than it actually is. However, today, commercial processors do not favor the black skin of the purebred large black. Yeah. Felt gross reading that.
What problem do you have with that?
This is a docile breed. Why? It's not for racist reasons this time. So get your head out of the gutter.
It's a docile breed. Do they not have tusks?
It does have something to do with their face, but it's a little higher on the face. I was told I was bad at giving hints on this show, and I think that's a pretty good hint, actually.
Is it something to do with their eyes?
It is, as well as something even higher on their face.
Eyes and ears?
Eyes and ears. Their ears are so long that they flop over their eyes.
Oh, okay. I can see how that would be an issue.
Yeah. How many young in a litter?
I'll say like a dozen.
8 to 10, but as many as 13 have been recorded.
Okay. So I was right, is what you're saying.
Yeah. A dozen once Scoopin gets to them. In the early 20th century, these pigs were chosen over the Berkshire pig to go to Australia. Why?
They're criminals.
That's exactly right. Apparently they're better at thriving in hot weather.
Okay.
And this one, we usually do the IUCN red list, but this one is actually ranked on the Livestock Conservancy list. Where do they rank?
Is it the same?
As far as I know, it's the same.
Least concern. What?
I forgot to mention, at the time of its existence, or the peak, I should say, it accounted for, I think, 1 to 3% of pigs in either England or Australia. I don't remember which.
Are they invasive?
No, they were brought there intentionally for their bacon. It's the other E word that's not extinct or invasive. I know invasive doesn't start with an E, but it kind of sounds like it does.
I don't remember what this is.
It's the other IN word. Excuse me. Not E. God. That's a good hint.
How about you just tell me?
What are they endangered? Of course. God. They're endangered.
Okay, wait, I was going to say endangered, but you just said it was an IN and not an EN. That's not how you spell endangered.
Oh, God. I said it's an E word. And
then you said it was
word that's not invasive.
And
then I realized I misspoke, so I
whoever told
corrected
you you're
myself.
bad at giving hints is correct.
Okay, at this tribal council, Tina tells us that there's a new scheme developed on the way to tribal council, so she's voting for Mitchell. Did you know that this is the reason they're not allowed to talk on their way to tribal council anymore?
Wow, that's crazy that got set up that early.
Get Tina on Survivor Game Changers, too. And then it's a tie between Keith and Mitchell, so they plead their case, and Mitchell says, I'm tired, you can vote me out. And then they tie again. So Mitchell is sent home as he received the 1 vote in previous tribal councils to Keith's 0. I wish they still did this. I like this. You always got to be on your game, you know?
Yeah, I agree. You must always be on your game. You must be a gamer. It's very important to be a gamer.
A game changer, even. Okay, Thomas. This week we saw the beginning of the relationship between Jerry and Colby. Can you tell us this week's quotes quiz?
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty. Keep your
all right. Wow, we're doing the quotes quiz early.
Well, it's a quotes quiz, not an Alan Cumming quiz.
Survive a date in Australia and we'll reveal what your friends are saying about you. It's tough out there. This is by Angeline Berrien of BuzzFeed staff.
Of course, BuzzFeed staff doesn't get points, but they do get comments, which Angeline has gotten 37. Pretty good stuff, Angeline. Which quality about your date caught your attention? Their sick mullet, their great personality, their bio, their smile, their Instagram profile, their music taste. Wow, it's a lot of things. Their incredible mustache, their great texts. I guess their bio.
Great. There's no such thing as great texts. I'm going to say their great personality.
What are you talking about? That's why they invented emojis. 2 E words. Invented an emoji.
The best text is just like 100 sideways cry laughing emojis.
My favorite texts are the ones that are like really long and there's an emoji illustrating the thing after the sentence, and they're always like very blue, you know, the text, not the emojis. Like, slurp down that glurp, you know? I slurped down that glurp just like Jeff Probst does quotes quiz. I don't know. I'm trying to do it like Survivor Reddit does.
Eggplant emoji.
That one, yeah. What are their interests? The gym. Good food. Raves and clubbing. Reading. Cooking. Movies. Fashion. Yapping. Wow.
Oh my
so many
God.
good answers.
We're such yappers. I
We
love
are
yapping.
Yappers. I'm a yapper
We're just yapping all the time.
Yeah, that's what they say. What are their interests? I guess yapping's not really an interest as much as it is a personality trait.
Contrary to what people would have you believe, just idly talking is not an interest.
I know a lot of people that just idly chat.
I'm just going to say good food. I mean...
Okay. I'm going to say reading.
Oh, wow.
I love a mean lady with curly hair who reads. Is that so wrong?
Total package right there.
Where are you going for your date? Oh, staying in is the first one. Why even bother reading the rest? Yochi. What is Yochi, Thomas?
Some sort of frozen yogurt? Maybe it's frozen yogurt mochi?
Huh.
But there's nothing like, if it was mochi, it would be wrapped in like a little dumpling, and it's not.
Is that how mochi is done? I guess it kind of is, yeah. I never really thought of it as a dumpling, but I guess it is. For a drive. Cool. And that looks like a driverless car if I've ever seen one.
The Cinemars is the next one.
The Cinemars. A cafe, Korean barbecue, a set menu dinner, like a fancy boy, or for a picnic. Oh, your favorite thing, Thomas. You love good food, so you probably want to go for a picnic. I love having to
fucking clean up after myself.
It's literally what the answer is.
Put a bunch of used dishes in a basket.
That's what paper plates are for. God. It's like you give a shit about the environment. I'm obviously staying in.
I'm imagining you just littering the paper plates.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the birds. They can eat off of them.
Yeah, I'm helping, okay?
It's actually good for the animals.
I do like a Korean barbecue, but I don't really think that's necessarily the best date spot. That's more like a group thing.
On my first date with my wife, who I met on an Instagram app, what's it called? A smartphone app. We stayed in and watched Gargoyles, the television show from the 90s.
Wow.
We also did other things. We watched Gargoyles for like 15 minutes, and we're like, I remember this show being better.
Yep, the Universal Gargoyles experience. Oh, I'm not a child anymore.
Yeah. What are you doing for your date?
I guess I'm gonna go to a set menu dinner.
Ooh, a fancy boy indeed. Who planned it? Them, you, their friends, your group chat. Ooh, only 4 options here. That's nice. I'm gonna say me, which is you for this one.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say you.
I'm not planning your dates for you, Thomas.
Yes, you are.
No.
And you better find. I'm very picky, so you better find a good set menu dinner.
I don't know what's around in Grand Rapids. Yesterdog?
Yeah, oh man, you are.
I know they get mad if you order anything but the one thing there. Is that a set menu?
Yeah, this date's already a disaster. I can't believe I trusted you.
Why would you trust your group chat to plan a date? That sounds chaotic.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea. That seems like something that you would have to do as like a prank.
Yeah, we love a prank. Who's
the
paying?
Impractical Jokers would be planning your date, and they'd be laughing at you while you're doing
what
it.
If? That'd be so funny. Who's paying? Them, you, we're splitting the bill, we're going to dine and dash. Oh. I guess we're splitting the bill. Like one of us buys beer, the other buys food, that kind of thing, and then we watch Gargoyles on the TV.
Set menu dinner. Yeah, we're going Dutch.
Nice. What are you messaging them after the date? Nothing. You're waiting for them to message first. Hey, I had a great time. When can I see you again? You're going to ghost them. Can you transfer me your half? This isn't going to work out. I realize I need to focus on myself. A paragraph confessing my love. Ugh. Can I give you can I give your number to my friend, or this is done? Which one are you doing, Thomas?
Nothing. I'm waiting for them to message first.
Classic cool guy move. You're a fancy boy after all. Hey, I had a great time. When can I see you again? That's classic shit. Okay, your friends think you should become an influencer, but only so that they can get free stuff from your PR boxes. That's fair. I'll do it. They promised they'll like and comment on your posts to make it happen, so that's a bonus. Okay, folks, get to getting. Spread this podcast to all your friends, and maybe Uptime will send us free gifts.
One can hope.
What do your friends say about you?
Your friends think you should become an influencer, but only so they can get free stuff from your PR boxes. They promise they'll like and comment on your post to make it happen, so that's a bonus.
Hell yeah. Uptime, we haven't given up on you yet. You know?
Unlike many of the stores in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah. Almost got to one the other day, but ended up going elsewhere. So that was pretty unfortunate. Anyway, Thomas, this was a pretty exciting week because it was, of course, the season 3 premiere of The Traitors, a Scottish show.
I don't know. The accent that you do for this is never Scottish.
Is it Australian, maybe?
I think it's that's more like a Northern English accent.
Is Scotland not north of England?
Yeah, okay. That's
okay. Well,
the Traitors.
We've already started, Thomas. But did you want to talk Traitors?
Let's go to Trader Joe. All that bad shit you eating is gonna take a toll. They got some healthy food for you and it's for the low. I like the garlic pizza with the pesto.
You say it like you're saying treaters. The Traitors.
The Traitors. Okay, you're right. That sounds better. Alan wore a teal boa and kilt, and then later he looked like the Statue of Liberty. I don't know how else to describe this outfit he won for 1 second. 1 second in the promo for the season that we're about to watch.
Leave him wanting more. You got to leave him wanting more when you dress like the Statue of Liberty.
That's a good point. So there's gold faces all over the place. What is this, a James Bond picture? Is that a guy from James Bond?
Yeah, gold face.
Whatever.
The Man with the Golden Face, my favorite James Bond movie.
Whatever. Krylin is back on our TVs, so that's pretty exciting. And she's excited to see Jeremy and Tony, other survivors. Why wasn't Krylin on Survivor Winners at War?
Yeah, look, we got a lot of problems with Survivor right now. They keep not having people on or mentioned that hadn't been on the show yet, and I think that's wrong.
And why wasn't Krylin mentioned when Survivor Australian Outback was on TV?
Exactly. It's like they don't even care about their audience.
She might have been a teenager at that point, but still. I actually don't know how old Krylin is. She could be 23 or 47 or anywhere in between. What if she was 60? That would be a fun twist. Alan approaches wearing a teal cape and his own initials on it with a brown suit and a matching brown beret. Pretty good stuff. Boston Robert shows up as one of the gold masks, and no one wants him in the game.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, too bad. Should have done more to keep him from getting in the house. Will shakes the knight's hand as they walk into the castle and then gets overwhelmed by the strategy from the Survivor players and says he's never going to be on that show. Pretty funny stuff. I like Wells. I like Wells when I watched The Bachelor that he was on, and I like him on this show.
I can't wait for him to stick around for a while.
I liked all the big coats he wore around the castle. Pretty cool stuff. Gabby, the lesbian bachelorette, says about the king's second cousin, innately because of his bloodline, he's very smart.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's
pretty cool thing to say out loud, huh? On TV.
Yeah, I think there's one thing. If I know one thing, it's that when you're super inbred, that makes you smart.
That's right. That's the one thing I know about inbreeding. The traitors are Krylin, which rules, Danielle, who I don't know, but people are excited about, and she's from Big Brother, and of course Bob the drag queen, which is basically the best news I could have heard from this show. Okay, what do you think of these traitors?
Man, what don't I think of these traitors? These traitors, they sure are duplicitous.
Okay, Krylin, are you excited about Krylin?
No.
Are you excited about Danielle?
I don't. I would say that I am never excited about Big Brother players because I don't care about that show, but whatever, sure.
Fair enough. How about Bob the drag queen?
Yes, I'm excited about Bob the drag queen.
Have you seen Bob the drag queen season of Drag Race?
No, I have not seen any seasons of Drag Race.
It's a very fun show. Bob the drag queen is, of course, great on it. I watched it in preparation for this, and Bob does pretty well. Won't tell you if he wins or not, though. I thought it was very funny when Tony yelled, "Ellen, I begged you to touch me." Dorinda was the first person murdered. Not mad about that. I appreciate that the traitors seem to be going after the housewives. I think that's fun.
Yeah, I don't really care if they go. So
yeah, exactly. Then Rob, Boston, the one from Boston. Wes.
Yeah, something wicked this way comes.
Yeah. The wicked Wes of the challenge. And then some dude named Derek from the Big Brother show. Some dude from
Derek Comedy.
Some dude from Derek Comedy named Donald Glover is in the game now. And everybody goes, whoa, Donald Glover is on this show? And he goes, yeah, it's normal now, actually, for celebrities outside of reality TV to be on this show. Reality TV and one person from British royalty. That's the secret sauce.
Yeah, that's what makes a show great.
That's why Survivor Gabon was so great. A lot of Americans and one vaguely British guy. They do a challenge where they have to collect gold from the forest and give them to the people in cages. Pretty cool stuff, huh?
Yeah, love it.
They vote at the round table after that. Oh, all the boys come into the game. Whatever. I'm excited to see Wes play the game with survivors. I feel like this is as close as we're going to get to seeing Wes on Survivor, right?
Yeah, this is as close as we're going to get. Yeah, I was pleased to see Wes. I think this is a good environment for him.
Absolutely. They vote. I would have liked to see Wes be the traitor over Boston Rob, but whatever. Everything else has been like so catered to me on this show. I can't complain about one traitor not being my cup of tea when
I was pretty disappointed that Boston Rob, I knew they were going to do something else with him, but I love the idea of him showing up and having a big dramatic entrance and everyone just being like, no, we don't want him here.
Fuck
and then
no,
he has
we
to
actually
leave.
Don't want you. Because he's so good at the game. Remember? The game of Survivor?
Yeah, he's one of the best to ever do it.
He's on the Mount Washington. What's it called? Mount Rushmore.
He's on the Mount Washington.
Bob the drag queen says, if there's anyone who can keep a secret, it's a royal. Pretty good line from Bob. The drag queen, I guess. Bob T.
Not the Biggest Loser, Bob.
This is the thing. Why is Bob Harper on this show?
I don't know who that is. I know he was on The Biggest Loser.
He was one of the coaches on The Biggest Loser, and then he became the host in the later seasons. But that show hasn't been on in like 4 years. Like, what has he been doing since then?
It was an NBC property? I don't know. They already had his number.
It feels like that, yeah. They vote out Wells, who, of course, is a faithful. Tony and Jeremy.
I was very sad about this.
I like Wells too. I like Wells a lot.
The thing about the early season episodes of The Traitors are always tough because nobody knows anything, but they all want to be super dramatic and they all say things super confidently based off of nothing, and it is very irritating.
Yeah. Okay, Bob Harper is 59 years old, which I don't know if that's old. But what was I going to say? It feels like a lot older than everybody else on the show. I don't know how old everybody else is on the show, but okay, he's on the new Celebrity Apprentice. That show lasted one season also. Why is Bob Harper on this show? I don't understand.
They had his number. I don't know how many times I can say this.
The most recent thing on his Wikipedia article is that he suffered a heart attack in 2017. That's not helpful.
Clearly he didn't die because he's on The Traitors.
Yeah. Okay, so Tony and Jeremy get shields. This was great. We love to see the survivors be successful. Ian was killed. Were you sad about Ian being killed?
I don't know. I think Ian was kind of a fun character, and I like having someone on there that has no idea what they're doing in the game. Every talking head is like, I'm dumb, I can't think, and then is like just cries a lot. I mean, I think that's kind of fun, honestly.
Absolutely. I would have loved to see Ian more. But you know, whatever. It's another housewife down. We got to get rid of all of them eventually.
Eva down.
I say like I'm on the show. Alan wears sparkly black pants, a black button down, and a bleeding heart on it, on the chest, and a gold and black head wrap with gold boots as well. Pretty good look.
Yeah, good fit for Alan.
Yeah. Dylan Efron comes after Bob the drag queen, who tells him he's misguided and says that should be your drag name, Misguided. Pretty good move from Bob.
I'm interested to see how long Bob can keep a handle on this, because I guess maybe you can hide behind the fact that you're a drag queen, you like being over the top and dramatic, but the level of scorched earth for one person bringing up your name is very suspicious. And Dylan, I appreciated that after the round table, when they sort of talked to each other, and Dylan was like, I don't know, you're convincing me right now, it's fine, I don't know, we just don't have a lot of information. And then they cut to him and he was immediately like, yeah, I still think it's Bob.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, good. Keep picking away at it.
I do want to see Bob the drag queen be successful. But also, it can't be easy for them, for the Traitors. It's fun. It's fun to see them squirm. Tony's voted out at this round table. One of the best to ever do it. He's on Mount Washington too, but not of the Traitors.
Leave it to this show to make me feel kind of bad for Tony, because people, they did this for no reason. Like, the fact that nobody sniffed at, this is the thing that kills me about this too. So they introduced 3 new players to the game. If you're smart, wouldn't you think, well, one of them has to be a traitor?
Yeah. Yeah, but apparently...
So we should just vote one of those 3 out.
Apparently they couldn't vote out...
better odds than anybody else.
They weren't allowed to vote out somebody who's new, I guess. I don't know. I think somebody said that at some point.
Okay. Well, do it next round table then. I don't know. But I would be very suspicious, considering that you denied Rob entry into the game and then he came back. I would immediately be suspicious of him. And the fact that his argument for Tony was, I gave him a shield and then he didn't talk to me. Like that's not a reason that he's a traitor. If he was a traitor, wouldn't he be trying to get on your good side?
I would have liked to see Mr. Cumming bring all 3 of the extra guys in as one of the gold faces, but not reveal who they are and be like, okay, you can pick one of these people to replace somebody that's on the show already. And then they can ask him, like, I don't know, a series of questions or something. Maybe not. And then they get to pick one of the 3 people, and then the other 2 come in later in the same kind of challenge. Wouldn't that be more interesting than just being like, fuck no, we don't want Boston Rob? Because of course you don't want Boston Rob. He's one of the best to ever do it. He's on Mount Washington.
He is. A lot of people are saying he's one of the best to ever do it and that he is on Mount Washington.
So after Tony's voted out, the traders have to make a short list of targets in the wine cellar, which was a very dramatic scene. I don't know. 3 episodes seems like a lot for this.
It certainly does, doesn't it? 3 hours of TV in 1 week.
It feels like unnecessary. This is like the 3rd twist in the game, and we're still in premiere week. They should do one trader. It should be a long episode for sure. It should be like a 90-minute episode or a double episode, whatever, however they need to figure it out. But it should be one roundtable, revealing who the traders are, and one vote out. Oh, I guess that's what a roundtable is. One killing from the traders.
Give us some time to miss the show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, by the time I got to the end of the 2nd episode, oh, fuck, another one still. Like, I'm enjoying watching the show, but 3 episodes is just too much for 1 week. That's why the Bare Naked Ladies wrote a whole song about it.
Yeah, 3 episodes makes 1 week.
Gabby seems to catch them as they're coming out of the wine cellar. And then it's the end of the episode. Pretty shocking stuff. I don't know. I think it's off to a good start. But yeah, 2 episodes to start. Maybe then do 2 episodes week 2 and then start doing it weekly. But that's the one change I would make. The thing I said about the gold faces. And I don't know. I don't know if I would change anything else. Alan Cumming's doing a great job. More horses. I would like to see more horses on the show.
I agree.
More Fergus. Fergus is always fun. Oh, I did like Wes's line, I'm Fergus's cousin.
The look on Fergus's face was very funny after he said that.
Fergus is always great. Whoever that actor is, I applaud them because they're doing a great job every time. Okay, Thomas, what's your social media if you want to talk about traders or other things throughout the season? Oh, it's almost time for the Superb Owl. Go Lions.
Whoa, go Lions. You can follow me at tom.tom.bsky.social or at tom.tom on X, everything app formerly known as Twitter.
Great. The show's on YouTube at the Compassionate Hater Survivor Podcast. If you haven't migrated over there yet, that's fine. You can keep listening where you're listening. But we also love the numbers on YouTube. If people wanted to comment on YouTube, what would they write, Thomas Powell?
Haha, very funny smiley face.
Okay, our last poll said, who do you relate to more, Keenan or Kel? As in, are you on SNL for 20 years or did you bring beef jerky on Survivor? I looked it up. Turns out he did. It sounds like he did.
He did? Fact. Wow. Yeah. Damn.
How do you think it turned out, Keenan or Kel?
I'm going to say people probably said Kel.
71% of people said Kel. I would have also said Kel. You know why?
Because you love orange soda.
Because I love orange soda. Who do you relate to more, Keenan or Kel?
Probably Keenan.
You love SNL, that's why. You love Lorne Michaels. He's like a father to you.
Yeah, Lorne Michaels is my dad.
All dads are sad, including Lorne Michaels. Okay, what's this week's poll? Oh, young people or old people? You have to pick one.
We're finally going to get the answer to life's oldest and youngest question.
That's what they should do on Survivor. Young people versus old people. Have they ever done that?
No, and they never will.
Damn. Okay, to vote on this poll, you go to our YouTube Official Hater Survivor podcast. It's on the community page. A lot of people voted in this last one. A lot relative to how many people usually vote, which that was a good feeling.
People love Keenan and Kel, but apparently Kel more than Keenan.
Obviously. We have a few shows on Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/justpodcasts. Anything you want to shout out here?
Man, if only it would line up perfectly if we had some sort of SNL podcast, but we don't.
We probably won't. We have too many.
But you know what? It's on NBC, and you know what else was on NBC? The television show Joey. Just Joey is what I'm shouting out.
Yeah. Speaking of shows that only lasted one season, why isn't Joey on The Traitors?
Oh my God, that's a great question. He'd be like, "How you doing?"
Yeah, and they'd be like, "That's traitorous what you said." Remember when somebody committed treason and they were like, "Hey, you can be president again." That's something fun to think about. Anyway, did you say what to thank? Did you thank the fans?
We'd love to thank the listeners and subscribers. Thank you for listening and subscribing.
And did you thank the people who have subscribed and left a review on Apple? And what else can they write on Apple?
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
Alrighty, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with episodes 5 and 6 of Survivor of the Australian Outback, and the next episode of how did you say? The Treaters?
The Treaters.
The Treaters. We'll be back with The Treaters next week, episode 4.
But what about the Trickers?
That's such a good question. All right, well, it's way too early to talk about that, but it's not too early to say have a great summer.
Let's have bizarre celebrations. Let's forget who forget, why forget where. We'll have bizarre celebrations.
What's that? What's up?
Oh, my stupid dad called me.
Oh, God. What's with these parents always wanting to talk?
Leave me alone.
If you want to talk to me, start a podcast with me, you know?
How do you don't even know, it's 3 p.m. You don't even know if I've had my coffee yet. And you know what I say about whether you can talk to me or not if I have.
It has been de-cleaned or whatever.
Yeah, don't even talk to me until I've descaled my coffee maker.
Descaled? Oh, okay. That's probably something we should do.
Because you're getting lime scale out of there, idiot.
Okay, well, it's actually from the earth, which is good for you. Anything from the earth is good for you. That's what I've learned.
That's true.
Let's pretend we don't exist. Let's pretend we're in Antarctica.
Next Gen AI is here from Adobe Photoshop.
All right, finally something interesting to talk about.
What are you talking about?
I can't wait for that Next Gen AI.
So I messed up and I didn't look up Five Guys, so I had to go to this random generate.io, a website that generates random things. It also generates truth or dare prompts.
Okay, I think I'm good on that.
Damn it, I just opened a new tab to do truth or dare prompts for you.
We don't have we at least got to do Remember Five Guys before we start adding new prompts.
You could do a random bachelorette hashtag generator though, Thomas. This website has everything. And yes, that one is an AI tool.
The future is now. Smarten up, Probst.
One guy, big Mo, 2 guys, little bitty Mo, 3 guys, 4-eyed Mo, 4 guys, no Mo, 5 guys, eat Mo, 5 little guys named.
Okay. So you want to remember Five Guys?
Yes, I would like to.
Jeremiah Robinson Earl.
He's a current NBA player. I don't remember who he's playing for now, but he played for the Oklahoma City Thunder for a while.
He is wearing a blue jersey in this picture they have of him, so that makes sense. Sponsored by Love's and Nike. Love's, one of these few stores in the Chicagoland area that still sells Uptime. How about Marko Simonovic?
Marko Simonovic, I believe, is a Chicago Bulls player.
That tracks. That looks like a Bulls jersey. How about Domantas Sabonis?
He is currently a Sacramento Kings player. Mm-hmm. He has also played for the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. And he is the son of Arvydas Sabonis, the famous Russian basketball or Lithuanian basketball player.
Of course. How about Mitchell Robinson? Second Robinson.
He plays for the New York Knicks.
He has the face of somebody on the Knicks. I don't know if it's the lighting in this picture that they've got of him, but he definitely looks like he's smirking. Like, can you believe I'm on this team? Can you believe anybody is voluntarily on the Knickerbockers? And how about James Wiseman?
James Wiseman. Number 2 overall pick, former Golden State Warrior and Detroit Piston. And he played 1 game for the Indiana Pacers this season and then tore his Achilles.
Oh, no. Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Who is... They each have little sponsors on their shoulder, you know? Who is the Detroit Pistons? Do you know?
I don't... Is it like Flagstar Bank? I don't remember who it is off the top of my head.
No, I can't... That sounds right, but I don't know if it's just because you said. Let's see. The Bulls have Motorola. The... what are they? Spurs have...
Oh, it might be Cure Auto Insurance for the Pistons. I'm not sure, though.
They should do... Who's the family of lawyers that sponsor every commercial break for the Pistons?
Oh, the Bernstein Advantage.
The Bernstein Advantage is...
Oh, it's Stock X for the Pistons, or they're the jersey patch sponsor.
Sounds fake. The Spurs have Dial Pack. The Thunder seem to have nothing. Not Thunder, excuse me. The Knicks. And who did you say James Wiseman played for 1 game?
The Pacers.
Rakuten. You know them? That brand?
Yeah. What do they do?
Yeah, it's something with online shopping, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounded familiar.
Oh, did you hear about Honey?
What, the movie starring Jessica Alba?
Yeah, they're bringing it back. What was that one about?
She was a dancer, I think.
Sure. Yeah. No, didn't see that one. I feel like it didn't get its time in the sun. Bring it back. I'd love to watch that one. Probably available.
What about Honey?
Oh, the app, the extension on your browser that's constantly advertised to us. Apparently it was a scam.
I don't know what that is. It was a scam? That's crazy.
I know. Can you believe it? Something on the internet was a scam. And it wasn't even from a prince in Nigeria.
These kids today don't even know about the Nigerian prince scam.
Yeah.
They should teach that and how to do your taxes in school.
They should do a whole class on how to navigate the early 2000s internet. Rather than history class, they should do that. Kids don't know how to read anymore, you know, and it's probably because they don't spend enough time on Neopets or Club Penguin. Man.
Yeah, bring back Club Penguin.
What a time we lived in the early 2000s. George Bush was the president. Barack Obama ended up being president by the time we entered adulthood. And now they're both friends at a funeral. And that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it was all worth it.
Are there any other jobs like that where it's like, oh, this person had this job 30 years before me. I should go to their funeral?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess maybe like an athlete if they played for like the same team that you did.
Something in the public eye.
Yeah.
Because like I'm thinking, I'm an office manager. I don't know who, this company didn't even exist 30 years ago, I'm just realizing. So I guess that gets me out of a couple gigs in the future, so that's nice.
Sure. Hey, no offense, but we have 5 episodes of TV to talk about, so we should probably do that.
Did you just hang up on me?
No.